Yo, what's up guys? Wanted to make a quick little video to get my thoughts down on paper and really kind of see how it sounds like when I'm running it all together at the same time. These are things that I've been going back and forth with in the last couple of days, and also like kind of in the flight back from Chiang Mai and stuff like that. More on structure, but really trying to get it to a point where I have it very down packed of who does what in the business, and systematizing it to the point where not only no balls are dropped. Most importantly, we don't want any time where like, oh shit, it's third month, we didn't even get them the second batch of citations. Like we don't want, that's like most important. Never drop balls, but more importantly, to make it even less stressful, right? The journey goes on to make it as seamless as possible, right? As we can make it. So I put it in a way so it makes it kind of like visually more easy to understand. And all right, so first stage here, what I put is what it was in the beginning, right? I'm doing the sales, I'm doing the fulfillment, everything. I do everything. And that's all there exists, right? I call, I try to sell. When I get a sale, I try to fulfill, try to get them results, okay? Step two is where I believe I kind of am in now, right? Where I'm doing sales and I'm doing the setup, right? The setup is basically everything that is more or less you have to do it one time, right? For example, keyword research when the client is onboarded, strategizing exactly site structure, on page, getting anchor text ratios, all that kind of stuff is like setup. One time thing to set the direction, and then you can set it, kind of go. And the reason it's being, I'm able to do this a bit more and more now is because my manager, I'm more and more I'm transitioning my assistant to be a manager, right? Assistant to be a manager. Wait, guys, I don't know how to spell this. Assistant, there we go. I didn't go to college, guys. I did actually, but anyways. Assistant to my manager, right? So that's transition happening. What I mean by that is that I'm teaching her little systems, I'm creating systems that teaches her to do the things that I used to do, right? She's no longer just writing content, doing citations, and all the stuff she used to do when I'm kind of here, because she was kind of here as well, right from the beginning, to help me out. But right now, she's actually doing stuff like, managing the PBN network. That's a huge load off my back, right? Things like that. And that's freeing up some of my time to not only sell better, but also start to actually get into marketing, right? You see, marketing doesn't exist here. That's another thing I want to tell you guys about, right? Marketing and sales is not the same thing. Marketing is not cold calling. Cold calling is outreach. It's not even selling, actually, to be technical, right? But it is the part of the sales process, right? Cold calling, and then you sell when people are, they are interested, whatever. But marketing is more like setting up funnels, running the ads, basically creating the direction of how you're perceived by your target market, right? Creating relationships. Marketing happens when you travel. Like, when you go to trips and you have a decent amount of exposure in your market, that's when you're marketing for a business. Like, marketing, I wasn't able to market yet. Like, I haven't really started properly marketing my business, right? So this is where I am, and the step 3 would be more like, don't have it down pat, but sales, well, let me just say how we have it now, right? And what it's kind of being towards. We're going to outsource a lot of the work, and not to third party anymore, right? Here, we're outsourcing some of the work to completely third-party tasks, right? And we'll always be outsourcing some work to third-party stuff, right? Like setting up IFTD syndication, setting up social profiles, build out citations, all this stuff. This kind of stuff, I'm never gonna bring it in-house. It just doesn't make sense, right? It's cheap enough for me to just like pay good third-party vendors that we are well known in the space, right? But certain things would be better off if it's done in-house, right? Such as content. Content is pretty expensive, right? So few weeks ago, I had started to really look for a content writer, and it started to work out better than I thought. Basically, we got some writers in the Caribbean who are so good. They're damn good at English. They will write you very high quality articles for a pretty good price. And it's good enough that I actually started we're looking to start a new service, right? Service on the side with my friend from Jamaica, and he's going to manage all the side from, the people managing the writer side, and I'm going to manage the side with, like, let's say, having the website and knowing that people know that it exists, right? I'm not going to make it a big part of the business because I don't want it to take away from this side too much, but that's where it's coming in from, right? It's going to market that. Well, I'm getting out of off target, but you get the point, right? First, creating a service where that's basically my in-house. God, I'm so bad at this nowadays. I'm like still rusty from the 2-week break. I don't know why, but you get it, right? So my in-house content writers is not local. They're going to be right there, but they're our team we can control, right? We pay very cheap price and we can control exactly how we want things to be done. And to make it worth it, we're actually going to make it a full-on business model with its own, service and website and everything, so that everything that we create is not just for my work, because there's not enough work for me to fulfill 3-4 writers, having it as service. Boom, done. Okay, so that's a main part with the outsourcing fulfillment side. For the sales side, I have a partner, as you guys know, as a business partner. We are looking to get an office space, right, soon. So something I'm super excited about. Never, it's the first time I'm gonna have an office, like, to anything to do with, that's mine and everything like that. So anyways, we're looking for that. Things, it's expensive, obviously. So going through all this stuff, trying to get a good deal and everything, and we're going to get cold callers, maybe 4 or 5 cold callers on commission, who's going to be pitching our pitch, right? If these two side things take off of its own in a way, right? So just imagine if a big part of the business, right, like PBN management and the client setup and onboarding, which is something that I'm trying to get to the manager to do. Like, once she learns how to do the client onboarding and anchor text ratios and all that stuff that I was doing even on the second step, which I'm doing now, once she gets that down and she can onboard everything, and then we have it set up in a way that I can outsource the things that needs to be outsourced and she can do the rest, and I am basically, then I can finally market. Right? I still want to be in the sales. I still want to be bit in the sales. I never want to leave the sales. I think it's if people are cold calling and setting appointments, I would go to appointments all day. I don't mind selling that, right? But I would like people to take off the amount of cold calling I have to do, the daily emails I have to send, hopefully in the near future, right? So what I was going to say with that, basically, all in all, what I'm trying to bring is this new side. Right? Marketing it. I briefly touched on this before I left, right? I want to set up funnels. I want to start running some ads. I want to just basically get in a position where I have a little bucket, okay? Like every month I have a little bit of bucket, even if it's like $300-400 that I can spend on the marketing side of the business and having things grow and really start to pick it up in a rhythm that can eventually get sales without only having to cold call, without only having to email, without only having to do outreach like that, right? Another thing I have in mind is probably to set up seminars, right? Not seminars, but like, little talks, community talks where I just go do like how to learn basic SEO for contractors, 10 things one of those simple things that I would just do a talk for once a week, twice a month, whatever it is. I can get a free workshop for one of these venues around here. I have to do starting that. But for me to get into that, at least one of this side has to be done really well, right? The fulfillment side has to be really smooth, or the sales side has to be really smooth. If both are, holy shit, that's fucking fantastic, right? So this is what I'm trying to bring in right now. So yeah, hopefully things pan out the way it's been panning out. It's been, I'm pretty grateful of how things have been clicking. Like, we have a team already set up. We got 5 writers. They're ready from like December 4th to start writing, and they want volume. So that's another thing. But so things are setting up, but I just have to make the systems really click in place and go clickety clackety, and it'll be really good. All right. So just wanted to keep you guys updated on that shit. Peace.